Welcome to TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Leah Longbreak. In a ceremony in City Council chambers, 21 cadets became firefighters, joining the Cleveland Division of Fire. Shortly after the cadets marched in front of family, friends, and colleagues, Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson administered the oath of office, officially establishing them as firefighters.
And that I will discharge the duties of a firefighter to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
Safety Director Michael McGrath congratulated the new firemen on their accomplishments and welcomed them to the team.
Each one of you that sits before us today will be faced with this challenge. I can't tell you when, can't tell you where or under what circumstances, but your limits and fortitude will be tested for the betterment of this community.
Council President Kevin Kelly praised the firefighters for successfully completing the difficult training process.
And there are many people who applied to be in the seats that you are in that did not get selected. So you were selected for a reason. You were selected because you competed and you succeeded. And you are now part of the Division of Fire family.
Ward 15 Councilman and Safety Chair Matt Zone had some advice for the family members.
To the family members, just love and support these individuals. There's going to be times where they're going to come home and they might feel a little grumpy because they saw some things that just weren't so pleasant. They might not want to talk about it, and that's okay. Just love and support them, and over time they will. But we are truly blessed in the city of Cleveland to have the best firefighting unit in America.
Fire Chief Angelo Cavillo officially welcomed the new firefighters to the team.
Firefighting requires teamwork, and we are excited to have you on our team, the Cleveland Division of Fire. Always remember what you have gone through to become Cleveland firefighters. Wear the uniform with pride. Fulfilling the oath you took today to serve on the best fire department in the country. We are respected and supported by the community we serve. Never take that for granted.
After the graduation, Mayor Frank Jackson administered the oath of office to 6 firefighters, promoting 1 to captain and 5 to lieutenant.
I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially discharge the duties of Lieutenant of Fire, State of Ohio, during my continuance in said office. Congratulations.
Safety Director Michael McGrath offered his congratulations to the newly promoted and thanked them for their hard work.
As you move up in ranks, the work gets harder. Maybe not physically, but it gets harder. And there's 2 words that jump out to me when people get promoted, and it's leadership and accountability. Like it or not, and the captain knows, because he's been a lieutenant. The firefighters moving up, you're probably in acting positions, but you know at some point here, now you're accountable for yourself, you're accountable for the people that work with you and under you, and you're accountable for the services provided to the city.
Fire Chief Angelo Cavillo also commended the officers on their promotions.
I'm proud of you, but with that position comes burden. As an officer, you have to make those decisions. That's what's expected of you, that's what the people expect, and that's what I expect. I'm proud of you. Each and every day is an opportunity for you to, grow and lead. You've seen many, many great officers in this division. It's a great division. So emulate yourself after those officers so that you can be the best that you can be.
In a separate ceremony in Cleveland City Hall Council chambers, 15 of Cleveland's finest police officers were promoted. Mayor Frank Jackson administered the oath, promoting 1 officer to captain, 2 to lieutenant, and 12 to sergeant.
I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially discharge the duties of Lieutenant of Police, the State of Ohio, during my continuance in said office. Congratulations.
Council President Kevin Kelly was the first to congratulate the newly promoted officers, and he reminded them to always remember the importance of their jobs.
As you take this step in this promotion, never forget what you learned at your previous position. And as difficult as your job is, as you move forward, never forget for the people that you're supervising, when there's a call for service, when you are called for, you are the most important person in that caller's life. When you show up, when the police show up on that scene, you are the most important person. You may not remember them, but I guarantee they will remember you.
Prior to handing out the new badges, Police Chief Calvin Williams congratulated the new officers.
Great work. You deserve it. As the director stated, you are all handpicked for this, all of you. If we didn't think you could do it, you wouldn't have been sitting here selected and sitting here today to receive this honor. So you should be proud of yourselves. You did a great job. But again, there's a lot more work ahead.
Thanks to the efforts of Councilman Bashir Jones, Salam Cleveland, and numerous volunteers, Cleveland's Ward 7 is now home to a free clinic. Located in the Bilal Mosque in Cleveland's Midtown neighborhood, the newly opened Salam Clinic aims to bridge the healthcare gap for Cleveland.
So we've been working on this for about a year. We've been looking at some other places that didn't go through, and this spot opened up for us. So we want everybody to know that this is for everybody. We want to help you, and this is what we're trying to accomplish here in Ward 7. Just walk in 1 to 5 p.m. every single Sunday. They're going to be here, and I mean, we have doctors who can help you out, help the babies out. They can whatever that you're going through. And you know, I heard someone say before that ignorance is bliss, but that's just not the truth. Knowledge is bliss.
But Councilman Jones couldn't do it alone, and for that we have the many doctors volunteering their time to thank.
Yeah, I mean, our focus, as our colleagues have already told you, is to have a presence in the community where there is need.
We're not charging anybody. It's absolutely free. So there is no need for people who maybe even be able to have insurance can still come and see us. We will not still charge them because it's free for both uninsured and insured.
Our mission here is to aid in the health and wellness of all with compassion, care, and education. And how we're going to do that is through efficient and effective healthcare delivery to the community.
For more information on the Salam Clinic, visit salamcleveland.org. The 81st Annual Ohio Section of the American Waterworks Association Conference, or OAWWA, was held in Cleveland recently, and they had a kickoff breakfast at the Westin Hotel in downtown Cleveland. TV20 reporter Dan Monroe was there and brings us the story.
Public Utilities Director Robert Davis welcomed the representatives from water departments from Toledo, Columbus, Dayton, Lima, and Cincinnati.
Cleveland Water serves 1.4 million people across 80 communities in Northeast Ohio. We are the 10th largest utility in the country, with Lake Erie in the backyard, along with the infrastructure to support that, and the dedicated staff that we have as well.
After the breakfast, the conference moved to the auditorium in Public Hall, where an expo was set up with vendors displaying all types of new technologies.
Over 700 attendees are here coming to Cleveland to study and learn about water and advances that are going on here. We're here in the exhibit floor where we got dozens and dozens of exhibitors here showing their latest and greatest in wares as far as what's good in new technology in the drinking water business.
The part of the expo everyone came to see was a competition portion. Each city had a team that would compete in water-related competitions like pipe tapping, fire hydrant building, and water meter assembly. Winners of the best time either got their names added to a trophy or qualified to go to the national competitions. David Marinella, meter technician for Cleveland Water, has been practicing for months and says, though it's not part of the competition, he could build the meter blindfolded.
Oh, we did that once. It took me like 2 minutes, but yeah, I could do it. Yeah.
David worked flawlessly as he built his meter, winning the competition with a time of 30.84 seconds. David will be representing Ohio next year at the national competition in Florida. I caught up with David after he won to get his reaction.
You know, every couple days a week we just practice for like an hour or two, just putting them together, just hanging out. We weren't real serious about it. We just trying to have fun with it, you know?
Well, now you're serious about it. You're going to Orlando representing Cleveland. Your thoughts on that? That's going to be exciting.
It is going to be fun. I'm happy to represent Cleveland doing it.
The OAWWA conference came to a close with a luncheon and awards ceremony back where it all started at the Westin Hotel. The luncheon was a time to honor those from the water departments throughout the state for achieving high levels of excellence throughout the year. The biggest honor went to the recipient of the George Warren Fuller Award. The award was presented to a very surprised Director Robert Davis for his distinguished service to the water supply field. Unbeknownst to Director Davis, his family was there to share in his award.
On behalf of my family and myself, we humbly accept this award, and we appreciate the volunteerism of the organization because, again, without you, this is not possible. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
The 81st Annual Ohio section of the American Water Works Association Conference may have wrapped up, but the information shared, new technologies discovered, and competitions won will stay with each person until next year's conference. At the 81st Annual OAWWA Conference and Expo, for TV20, I'm Dan Monroe.
Thanks, Dan. Don't change that channel. We'll be right back with more TV20 News.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back to TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Leah Longbreak. Thanks to a collaboration between Case Western Reserve University and the Cleveland Museum of Art, students have a new place to hang out in. It's called the Eastbell Commons, and it was officially dedicated and opened at a recent ceremony.
1, 2, 3.
Case's chair of the Department of Art History and Art, Elizabeth Bowman, spoke to TV20 about what this collaboration means.
Well, we're celebrating the union of two institutions that already have an over half a century association, and we're going to be focusing on new endeavors between the museum and Case Western Reserve University to rethink the role of art in society, of art history, to expand to include collaborators from across the university, including physics, technology, engineering.
At the ceremony, Mayor Frank Jackson congratulated both Case and the Art Museum on the beautiful Eastbell Commons.
This area is an area that has a lot of intense and concentrated arts and culture and education. And it really helps to define us not only as a city, but as a people. And to have it done in a collaborative way and to have it done with some foresight so that we can educate young people who are interested in art, interested in culture, interested in maintaining, preserving our past and helping us to build a future is significant.
Besides the abundance of green space, the Eastbell Commons has a new pavilion perfect for gatherings and other events, and a walk-through sculpture that has been refurbished and brought out of storage to its new location.
So this is Philip Johnson's Turning Point behind me, this monumental and dynamic sculpture. It's marvelous to walk around and walk through, so I invite everybody to come and experience it in person. Between the time that the Student Center was built and now, it's been languishing in storage, and with this new park planned, the decision was made to conserve it. It was conserved here in Cleveland, and to reinstall it in this marvelous location.
Future plans for the Eastbell Commons include construction of a new jointly owned arts and humanities building. Look forward to seeing that. Another brand new school is open to students in Cleveland. A ribbon cutting ceremony was held at Whitney M. Young Pre-K to 8, located on Harvard Avenue.
This space sends a clear message to our students that they are valued. It sends a clear message that their education matters to all of us. This school building says we care.
Ward 1 Councilman Joe Jones gave a special thanks to Mayor Frank Jackson for his support.
He made a commitment
to our community to rebuild Whitney Young. He kept that commitment, and our community appreciates that.
You can catch the ribbon cutting ceremony in its entirety only here on TV20. The American Sickle-Cell Anemia Association teamed up with Omega Sci-Fi Fraternity and Daniel E. Morgan Elementary School for their 3rd annual Sickle-Cell Awareness Walk.
Good morning. Welcome to the Daniel E. Morgan Sickle-Cell Awareness Parade, sponsored by Omega Sci-Fi Fraternity and the American Red Cross. Thank you all for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful day. 3 years ago, we started working with Omega Sci-Fi Fraternity, and we actually have 3 kids here who actually have sickle cell disease, and so we wanted to make sure that everyone is aware of their situation and this disease that predominantly affects African Americans families. So we wanted to make sure that our African American families are aware of it. What can we do to help students who have sickle cell disease, and just to make sure that all kids understand, you know, what that our particular students who have sickle cell disease actually go through.
It's very important because most people don't know sickle cell is not just in African Americans, it's in all races, but 90% here in the United States are African American, and we use a lot of blood, and we need to increase blood donation, so this also helps advocate for that.
To get that information at an early age hopefully raises their consciousness as they get older, matriculate through elementary, middle school, high school. So by the time they're older, and especially going to adulthood, this is more of a routine, and this is more of a duty, and something that they can, you know, carry on and also, you know, share with their peers.
We have 2 students who actually have just come up with us, and this year the student is actually in the 7th grade, so he's more aware of what's going on, and he talked to the students about sickle cell and the actual events that he go through. Sometimes, some mornings, you know, when it's cold, his body hurts, and he talks about it. So they're excited. They made posters. They were very excited to make posters to be able to talk to people about it. They actually was coming up to me and wanted to give me some facts about sickle cell, which I thought was really cool. So the kids are excited. The little kids are excited. They talk about their costumes. They aren't as aware of sickle cell and really don't understand the disease, but they certainly understand that we can help somebody. And with the Red Cross, we talk about being the pint-sized heroes, and so we had a representative from the Red Cross to come in and talk to the kids about what does it mean to be a hero. And so for them, being able to be in this parade to give the community awareness, they're heroes.
The students, the community, the teacher, the faculty here, the principal, everybody's been so supportive. So this is just another way that we can, you know, give back to the community through social action, but to, you know, bring awareness to such a cause that's so important, and especially in our community where sickle cell disease, you know, impacts our community at a high level.
Mall C in downtown Cleveland, next to Cleveland City Hall, was filled with pedestrians walking on a beautiful sunny day. TV20 reporter Dan Monroe joined those walkers and brings us the story.
It's called the Cleveland Senior Walk, and now in its 15th year, it is put on by the Department of Aging. Before the walkers started on their journey around the mall, Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson had some welcoming words for them.
Well, I want to welcome you, and I want you to have a great time. Walk, enjoy yourself, socialize, and I also want to remind you that my State of the City is October the 10th. Doors open at 6 o'clock. And if you want to register, it's 664-2500. But even if you don't do that, it's free, so you just come on in, right?
The event is put on by Director Mary McNamara and her staff in the Department of Aging.
Yeah, 15th annual Cleveland Senior Walk. We are grateful for great weather, right? A day like today when the sky is blue, the grass is green, the lake looks refreshing, the buildings are shining. So that's one of our favorite parts about the walk, is being able to explore downtown. So for 15 years, we've been celebrating health and wellness and staying active and being an age-friendly city.
Some people came with a buddy and some came on their own, but no one walked by themselves as several officers from the Cleveland Division of Police walked among the crowd. Captain Keith Sulzer gave me some safety tips for those who like to go on a daily walk in their neighborhood.
Number one, walk during the daytime or before dark. Walk in pairs or in groups. Group walking is the best for you. Plus, you get the camaraderie, you get to talk with each other while you're walking, so it makes walking more fun. Carry some mace with you or a blue whistle to alert in case there is a problem. But the more people that walk our parks, the safer our parks are. And so what we want is we want more activity at our parks. And if we have more seniors walking, more people walk in the parks, it makes them for a safer environment.
Reverend Mel Kendall McCrae has been coming to the Senior Walk for years and believes it is important for seniors to move and stay active for as long as they can.
Well, that's the key to life. Movement, activity. You have to be active. A healthy heart, healthy lungs, healthy mind, healthy body, healthy spirit. That's important to a vital lifestyle. I believe that with life, it's like wine and cheese. We should get better with age.
Director McNamara says all types of people come to the Senior Walk to get their steps in and to keep active.
An event like today, we always say it's a fun walk. This isn't a race. Some people just do one lap, and that's great. And then they sit, they might do another lap. We've seen people out here in walkers and wheelchairs and doing all they can to stay active. We'll have a gentleman who's here that's 90 today that will walk 5 miles. So it's a fun walk. You walk what you're able, but not more than you're able. And we want to promote that year-round. So you could do that at any one of the city's 22 family resource and recreation centers.
If you aren't too familiar with Cleveland's Department of Aging, simply look them up on any social media platform or call them at 216-664-2833. At the 2019 Cleveland Senior Walk for TV20, I'm Dan Monroe.
The National Caucus and Center on Black Aging is one of the largest organizations in the country. They aim to help seniors with resources and other information and help to improve their quality of life. The NCBA recently held their annual Senior Expo, and the turnout was outstanding.
Instead of just having a job fair for our seniors, we know that there are other concerns and areas and issues that concern us, and so we bring all of those players together, the resource information as well as the employers. And so around this perimeter, around this floor, you'll see individuals that are employing seniors, but you also see organizations dealing with the health of seniors, the finances of seniors, the housing of seniors. Those are all things that concern us as we age, and so we bring them all together once a year at this building with the help of our co-sponsors. This year it is, of course, Fair Hill Partners, Western Reserve Area on Aging, and now CVS Health.
NCBA is one of our favorite tenant partners. Their purpose is so aligned with our purpose. One of our goals is to help connect people to opportunities for successful aging. And NCBA is focused tightly on connecting older people to employment. Clearly a part of successful aging for those people who want to supplement their income. We're proud to partner with an organization that puts people first.
NCBA has been successful in helping seniors get trained and prepared to re-enter the workforce.
I had the opportunity to share some of the experiences I've had in the last couple of years. I retired after a 30-year career as a diplomat and went through many of the things that some of today's participants are going through. As I was going through my training and trying to find the best path for my new life, I took a lot of counsel, a lot of advice from different people, and I wanted to share what I've learned.
In spite of record lows of unemployment, our community still has so many people living in poverty. And to be able to work with big organizations like CVS, who is a co-sponsor of this event with us and with NCBA and Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging, to be able to connect people with real jobs now potentially alleviates poverty in our community for the people that are employed in good jobs, but also brings a sense of purpose and meaning to their life.
We need to find a way to pivot and pay it forward, to take what we've learned over the last 30 years and use it for something new. We need to do it for ourselves, for our mental health, our physical health, and we have to do it for our communities and our society.
NCBA has made tremendous progress with their Expo. Mr. Wright says that progress is measured by the amount of seniors that are placed in jobs and return to inspire more seniors.
At the end of the day, of course, we want to see our seniors employed. And so do we bring more employers to the table? Who are they? So it's an ongoing partnership. And then we look at our partners and we ask them, how can we best serve our community? And so we coagulate, we bring all that information together, and we go forward the next day, pulling it together for next year.
Brookfield Park on the city's west side has a long and significant history here in the city of Cleveland. In 2017, residents asked that a pavilion be built so they can enjoy it. And thanks to leadership of Ward 11 Councilwoman Donna Brady, the residents now have one to do just that.
Good afternoon to my honored guests, neighbors, and friends. I'd like to thank you all for joining us today as we dedicate this fabulous pavilion. It's a tremendous asset to this community.
This is part of what we do in the city of Cleveland. We invest in communities so that those communities can be communities of choice, where people want to live, play, work, and do business. And this is an amenity that makes this neighborhood, this particular neighborhood, a neighborhood of choice.
The neighborhood symbolizes family and love, and if you grew up in the Bank Creek community, you probably experienced both at this park.
Now we have created a place for everyone. A space with picnic benches, preparation tables, grills, a lighting and electric system so that people like my colleague, Councilman Kevin Conwell and his group could play and entertain us. And you can bring yours too, as long as you're not too loud.
Residents were beyond amazed by how beautiful the pavilion turned out.
I just want to thank Councilwoman Brady for allocating the funds for this project, because she could have went in a different direction, but I'm so glad that she chose to listen to the requests from the individuals and the residents of this community and build this pavilion for us, because personally I think it beautifies our neighborhood and our community, and I would just ask that each and every one of you that lives in this community and is going to utilize this pavilion, treat it as if it was your very own.
I just want to say that this is a beautiful structure, it's a beautiful park, it's great to be here, and you know, you're very fortunate to have the councilwoman that you do. You're very fortunate that we're all fortunate to have the mayor that we do, that is dedicated to these types of community centers, building communities, building places for families to come together and enjoy themselves and enjoy each other. So enjoy, congratulations. It's great to be here with you today. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to Councilwoman Donna Brady.
Over the 20 years I've been in council, I've always made it a special attention of mine to make sure that I could improve the parks and give the community what they want.
That's all for your TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Leah Longbreak. Up next, we'll have Christian Patterson with the Inside Sports Report.